Okay, welcome everybody to Wall Street Reporter's next Super Stock live chat, live stream for today, September 9th. We got a little bit of a schedule change. Cloud MD, Dr. Issam Hamza, he is probably going to be up next after Darius. I know they're waiting. I was just told a couple of minutes ago they have a slight technicality with their prospectus filing. CDAR apparently has a problem with their system, so they are waiting for, I believe, the prospectus to get approved by CDAR or whatever it is. So once they have that official approval, they will be able to talk. Otherwise, I can't do anything until then. So we should have something. We should hear from Issam probably next half hour. So hopefully he'll follow. Otherwise, we'll have Cloud MD on tomorrow. But for now, let's meet our next super stock presenter, which is FansUnite, the stock symbol FUNFF, over the counter. Fans on the CSE, and please, everybody, welcome the president, Darius Eghdami. Darius, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Jack.
So Darius, last week we had you on. We had you on for the presentation. The next Super Stock live stream, we had a lot of interest in the stock. We had obviously the CEO, Scott, was on the week earlier. So, I thought today would be a great opportunity for our audience to meet you, get to know you, your vision for the company. And of course, you had some, major news that's come out in the last week or so. So we'll talk about that. Some of the massive growth opportunities you're going after. But, we have right now a lot of new people in the audience. So for anybody that's new to the story, that's new to fans, can you give us a snapshot of exactly what does, FansUnite do?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's been a busy couple of weeks for us, but it's been good. But FansUnite, from a high level, we're a sports betting company, a full kind of iGaming solution out there. Focus on the sports betting industry, on the esports industry, and the casino. So we went public earlier this year in May on the Canadian Securities Exchange. We made our first acquisition of a UK company, which we'll talk about, which is called McBookie. And then about a month ago, we did our merger with Ascot Entertainment, which is a pioneer in the esports space. So just continuing to grow right now on our own brands that we own, and then focusing on our technology and building that up.
Okay, and so in terms of the esports market, a lot of people are it's been around for a while now, I guess. Can you talk about the esports, the market in general, and also specifically the betting side of it? Because that's really what you're doing, right? You're allowing people to bet on essentially people playing video games.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it's one of the fastest growing markets out there, esports in general. A lot of people are trying to figure out, how can you monetize on esports, but it's pretty clear on the betting side that you can. Betting on esports is the #1 driver for revenue in the esports market. So one of the fastest growing sports on, like you said, we provide our clients the opportunity to bet on these games. We've been doing it for years now. Through Ascot, through their platform. So one of the kind of the early adopters of esports, and we've been able to grow with the industry and continue to watch the industry just grow at massive scale. It's one of the most bet on sports now, overtaking a lot of the major sports that we were all used to watching as we grew up. So it's attracting a younger demographic, but it's growing exponentially, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it seems almost like today. Look, I mean, the world is constantly changing, and really, the biggest generation now is the millennials in the U.S. at least anyway, and they're more interested in participation. And I think I talked about with Scott, maybe was it, that I think it's the idea of betting on video games. It's something that they actually play. Not everybody's playing professional football, right? Not everybody can be like Michael Jordan, but anybody can play any of these games, so they can relate to it more. And it's a much more, I guess it's like basically it's just the new thing. So what are the big games right now that people are betting on?
Yeah, there's a few out there for sure. You're looking at Fortnite, Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Dota, and some of these tournaments, like the prize pools are insane. The prize pools now for the Dota World Championships are bigger than like the US Open for tennis or the Masters in golf. So a lot of money, a lot of fans, a lot of viewership, and it's global, right? Like you said, football, not everyone plays football. It's really an American sport, but video games, it's global. going to have people playing all around the world, people betting all around the world, and you have teams all around the world competing against each other.
And in terms of the size of the betting market, what's the size, the actual size? I've seen numbers like 17 billion. Like, what is the real number?
Yeah, it's around there. It's, you know, a multi-billion-dollar industry right now and growing every year. You look at some of the biggest sports books, it's now one of their top 5 most bet on sports, right? And it's continuing to grow. So we got in early, and we're able to kind of grow with the market, which is exciting for us.
Okay, and essentially, so you're doing 2 things. One is your platform allows people to bet on esports, on the various games, but also traditional sports, right? And I think you have like your own proprietary, I guess, casino style games.
Exactly. So yeah, we offer traditional sports betting, we offer esports betting, and then we also offer casino. You know, thousands of different games, and then we've also developed our own in-house casino games as well. And I can show you those, you know, throughout the video.
Yeah. By the way, yeah. Feel free to let if you want to do a screen share, we'll do. I think Scott showed us that what is it, the loot game, whatever it was.
Hunter, yeah.
So if you have anything else, you give us something new. We're always looking for, show and tell here.
Yeah.
But in terms of the news today with McBookie, so you have 2 things. Maybe you can just explain a little more. You have a B2B offering, right, where you enable existing online casinos to do sports, to do bet on esports, right?
Sports betting and esports, yeah.
Sports betting and esports, okay. And so in other words, if a guy has whatever, they have video poker, whatever it is they have 10 different offerings, you will essentially allow them to add a component of sports and esports. Yeah. And the other thing is you have your own proprietary sports and esport, which is McBookie as an example. That's your B2C platform.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a few arms to the business, but the big focus is on B2C and B2B. So B2C is our direct-to-consumer brands. These are brands that we own, that we run, that we market, like McBookie, focus on the UK market. And then on the B2B side, we're looking to license our technology to other operators by giving them the platform they need and everything they need to run a sports book for sports betting, esports, and casino.
Okay, and by the way, we're going to take some questions from the audience. So you guys can feel free to put in the things through the chat. We'll ask Darius your questions. So what's happening with McBookie? You announced today this massive growth number. Maybe you could explain that. The headline was actually very conservative. It didn't have the 400%. So what exactly is going on there? What's this 400% year-on-year growth? Walk us through the numbers.
Yeah, McBookie has been tremendous for us. So we acquired this company in the UK. It's an awesome company. They've been around for 10 years. They have a great brand. They have 2 really, really strong operators in Scotland and in the UK, focused on the UK market. And we like these guys because they've remarkably gotten to where they have very organically. Not a lot of money spent, not a lot of resources to get them to where they have. And so we thought there was a lot of low-hanging fruit to work with this team. So we acquired this company, and it's been validated for us that we made the right call here as they're growing every single month. So, last 60 days was tremendous for us with sport coming back after the pandemic. This time last year, like you said, we've grown 400%. Year over year for the last 60 days. Our turnover numbers were big, both in the casino and the sports betting. We actually operated at a loss this time last year. This year, we're operating a 6-figure profit for the last 60 days. So really exciting. I think there's still a lot of low-hanging fruit. So we have a lot of room to grow here with McBookie. So that's why our team's super excited. We're all hands on deck with McBookie. We want to double their revenue, triple their revenue here in the next 6 to 12 months.
Okay, and so we got a question coming in. Andrews asking, is sports betting happening now?
Yeah.
Are people betting? I guess is he asking, Andreas, are you asking, is there more betting? Is there pent up demand? People are like, can't wait to bet?
Yeah. Well, sports right now are coming back, which is great. In the US, the NBA playoffs are back. NHL playoffs is back. NFL starts tomorrow. In Europe, all the major soccer leagues are back. Premier League starts next week. All the major European leagues are coming back. Horse racing's back. So we've seen a good kind of demand of sports betting turnover over the last 30 days, and we think that's going to continue increasing here in September moving forward. And I think, just on the topic of COVID, what we've seen, at least at the very least, is that the shift in consumer habits is now moving towards online. and we're not bricks and mortar. We're all online, and people are now realizing you can bet online. You can bet online easier. So we're seeing some increase in kind of turnover numbers and new players coming to our platforms because of COVID, because everyone's shifting more to online, right?
I think one of the things with COVID, what it's really done with across a lot of industries is, it's just increased kind of adoption of new technologies, new people coming into something which they may not have had an opportunity to try it before, and now they're going to stay with it even after things return. Look, things are going to return to normal, at some point, 6 months, whatever it is. But all of a sudden, you're going to have that stickiness. I mean, we're seeing that with a lot of things, and so I think you're going to have. There's probably people right now on your platform who never tried esports betting, whatever, anything, and all of a sudden now, you picked up a whole new bunch of customers.
Yeah, exactly. We had guys, coming in, new players coming into our casino who are now playing, online roulette, blackjack. Guys who probably used to go to the casino, physical casino, sitting there playing the slots. Now they know they can do it, at home and play a lot easier and a lot faster.
Okay, I got an interesting question here. Aaron is asking, are you looking to sponsor esports teams?
So we have previously both esports and other traditional sports. So we've worked with teams in the Premier League, and Ascot's worked with multiple different esports teams. So things we're looking into, we're always looking at collaborations. We're more interested in partnership style deals with esports teams. We're not looking just to sponsor them, but we're looking for partnership style with esports platforms and esports teams out there.
Okay, Andrews wants to know, what makes Fans platform better than other platforms?
Yeah, I mean, again, we're pioneers on the esports side, being in the space since 2014 through Ascot, being a lot of money and a lot of time has gone into our technology. So really, really strong on the technology side. I think, as Scott has mentioned before, our goal here is to give our clients 0 exit points. So esports, getting them up and running with an esports sportsbook is key for us, but we want to make sure they're not going out there and having to get another provider for sports betting or another provider for casino games. So once we get an operator, we want to be able to service them with a full suite of iGaming platforms. So you can come to our platform, you got esports, you got sports betting, you got casino, whether it's the 6,000 casino games that we've been able to bring in through our partners or the in-house ones that we've built ourselves that we're continuing to grow. That's kind of what makes it special.
Okay, so it's essentially it's a turnkey betting solution. So in other words, once they're in, it's really, I guess, the Vegas model. Once somebody walks in that room, you don't want them ever to leave.
That's right. Yeah, we want our operators to stay with us long term.
And there's no clocks on the wall. Nobody knows anything. Okay, and the carpet down is very these complicated patterns, so people are disoriented. They don't know what they're doing. They have to bet. Okay, we got an interesting question here. Mark asking, how competitive is the marketplace, and what are your market share expectations? Mark, are you talking about esports? If you can clarify. Darius, you want to address?
Yeah, I mean, we know it's a massive market, right? There's obviously players in there, a lot of players on the traditional sports betting side, which is why we really focus on wedging ourselves into the esports space and being kind of the go-to platform supplier for the esports industry. And so far, it's been great for us. We've been nominated as Esports Platform Supplier of the Year by EGR this year, against the likes of some of the biggest sports betting companies in the world. So we're getting the validation, the recognition of our platform. We have clients on board right now who really like our platform, and kind of just the start for us here with that. So we have 4 contracts signed on the B2B side. 2 are up and running right now. We think we have a great opportunity to kind of corner the esports market here in the next 2 to 5 years.
Okay. Now, some interesting news last week, right? You announced that the the partnership with Gameco enter the U.S. market. So, can you talk about that? Give us some color on what exactly that means, how that is going to work out.
Yeah, that was huge news for us. I've always maintained the fact that we want to get into the U.S. market. It's obviously the next big gaming giant, but we never planned on being an actual operator in the U.S. At least not in the near future. It's very time consuming. It's a state by state regulation. Spending a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of resources. So we were always looking for kind of creative ways to get into the U.S. market. And Scott and team have a really good relationship with Gameco, and that seemed to be a perfect entry point for us to get into the U.S. market as a technology supplier. So Gameco has the network and the resources and the connections and the licensing strategy in the U.S. market, and we're able to come in as a platform supplier to provide our technology. and then we'll work together to launch esports sportsbooks for various companies in the U.S. depending on the jurisdiction that we're licensed in.
Okay, so what exactly? I mean, like, if anybody's not familiar, like, what exactly does Gameco do? Like, which of the states are they in? And how exactly? Like, what you're gonna offer esports betting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So our part of the equation is the technology. So we're providing the platform. There's other partners who are providing the data and the risk management. Gameco is providing kind of the network and the licensing jurisdiction. So it's kind of a nice intricate web, but at the end of the day, we're the technology supplier behind the scenes. We're the ones powering the sportsbooks.
Okay, so essentially, they're going to be able to offer betting on esports in what? Any casino that's, let's say, what are the states? Like New Jersey is the big one, or what's the key?
Yeah.
Nevada?
Those are the big ones for sure. We're working with a few different, kind of open the discussions with a few different casinos in a few different states. We haven't announced kind of our first state casino right now, but that's kind of the goal for us here in the near future, to be able to announce a partnership deal with the actual casino to launch a sportsbook for them.
Okay, interesting. And is anybody doing esports betting right now in the U.S.?
There is esports betting in the U.S. Only the licensed sports books. So you are looking at companies like DraftKings and FanDuel. They have maintained they want to get more into esports, and then you look at some of the bigger sports books in the world that do take esports, and that's like Pinnacle. And Pinnacle is now, I think esports is their number 4 bet on sports.
Okay, interesting. Andrew is asking, how many employees do you have?
Yeah, we have a really great team right now. A lot of them are mostly on the development side, which is strong. We have about 20 people on the team right now, and then of course we've surrounded ourselves with a world-class board and management team.
Okay, let's see. We got Sean asking, where do you see this in 5 years? That's the question we usually ask at the end. So Sean is jumping here.
Yeah, I think we have a huge opportunity, right? We've always maintained that we want to bring technology in-house. I think you're seeing a lot of the big companies right now feel the same way, as technology is one of their biggest costs. So we saw with DraftKings, with their acquisition of SB Tech, which is a sports betting platform supplier, to bring technology in-house. We want to be able to get those levels. We want to be able to get 20, 50 different clients using our platform, and while we're revenue sharing and taking fixed costs off of those. So, we want to be able to, we like our direct-to-consumer, of course. Like, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit. We can generate revenue, we can grow these brands, but really we can showcase our technology, right? So we can bring in 5, 10, 50, 100 different clients using our technology. That's where we can, really have the blue sky opportunity here with FansUnite.
Okay. We got a question here, I guess a comment. Esports betting, I guess he's met DraftKings. So what is, okay, so actually, and this guy's, Spence is got I guess a fair question, saying, with so many players in the market, can you muscle your way in? Like, what's the difference between you and DraftKings and some other players?
Yeah, I mean, DraftKings, obviously massive company in the US. They started their business really on daily fantasy, cornered the market with FanDuel in the US, completely took the market share. And then they got into sports betting and now are growing at significant levels, right? So again, we're focused on they're more focused on the B2C side, direct to consumer. We're more focused on the B2B side as a technology supplier. It is obviously challenging to wedge yourself into the US market, which is why we never plan on becoming an operator in the US. It does take deep pockets, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of time. So that's why we think we have the great opportunity by being a technology supplier and partnering with companies like Gameco that have already established connections, a network, and licensing in the US.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. And I think also it's such a massive market. I mean, there is, plenty of opportunity for everybody right now, whether it's the US, global. He's also asking what's, okay, we got a guy saying, Andrews, betting outside of Britain in the EU. Do you take bets in the EU?
Yeah, so right now, McBookie is a UK license, so we only taking bets from the UK, but we have essentially completed our process to get our Malta licenses from both a B2C and a B2B perspective. So the EU will be able to open up to us, again, both direct to consumer and as a platform supplier very shortly here.
Okay, for the whole thing, for sports and esports.
That's right, and casino.
Okay. Spence, what's between fans and score? What's the difference between you and score?
Yeah, I mean, Score is obviously, another Canadian company here that's done tremendously well, gotten financed as well, and gone to the U.S. market through sports betting. So, without knowing, exactly, what the Score does, I don't believe they own their own technology. They're going into the U.S. market and monetizing on the massive database that they have through the Score from the television series to their app right now. So, they are direct to consumer. Again, we're more focused on business to business, and we're more focused on owning and building out our technology and licensing that out, while the Scores are looking to monetize on their own database.
Okay. And in terms of, so we talked about the US, the EU. What about like rest of world, like Asia? I think Asia is a big market for esports, like Korea, or I think China also, right? They're big on esports betting.
Yeah, it's global, right? So huge markets in Asia. We're definitely more focused right now on the UK, on Europe, and Latin America. That's kind of our initial focus, and then of course entrance into the US market. But Latin America and Europe are probably our two biggest markets moving forward right now.
Okay. We get a question here. How big is the addressable market for you on the B2B side?
Yeah,
and are those exclusive agreements?
Yeah, so it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. We look at comps with just SB Tech that got acquired by DraftKings for I think about $700 million, US as part of their go public strategy. So huge market, and exclusive. No, I mean we're going to be providing them. I mean there's different negotiations for every deal, of course, but we want to be able to bring on 5, 10, 50 different clients using our platform across the world.
Okay. We got a lot of audience questions here. Cuban asking, when will you start generating profits?
Yeah, so some of our business units right now are already generating profits. McBookie's a profitable company. We had a great last 60 days, especially with that news release that came out today. We're striving towards becoming a profitable company here in the next 18 to 24 months as an entire company.
Okay. So Darius, so we've met you now, we've met Scott. Like what can you talk a little bit more about some of the other key players on the team? Like you have your advisory board. Yeah, I mean you have some impressive people involved in the company right now.
Yeah, I think especially with our board, you don't typically see these type of industry leaders join boards of companies our size. So I think we're very fortunate, and it kind of validates what we're doing with the board that we've been able to bring onto the company. So we have Scott and myself are on the board. We've been in the gaming space for over a decade each. We've known each other for over 7 years. So we have a really strong working relationship, which is great. And then we brought on guys like Harish, who was the ex-president of Paddy Power Betfair, which is one of the largest gaming companies in the world. Chris Grove, who's one of the most well-respected thought leaders in the U.S. on the gaming side and regulation side. So we're excited that we brought him on board about 30 days ago. And then another industry pioneer with James Keane, who's had strong exits and worked with some of the biggest gaming companies in the world.
Okay, Darius, let's. Do you have a demo you want to share with our audience? I think our next presenter, Cloud, we're waiting for them to come on. I think at 1 o'clock here, so we have a little bit of time. I think they're actually good to go. I just got a message that looks like their technical issue is good, so they're going to be up. But let's have some show and tell here.
Sure. Yeah, I'll share my screen here. We can show kind of one of our show my entire screen. So we have a few different products, of course, but I'll show kind of our esports betting stream right now, which is pretty cool. Are you able to see my screen, Jack?
Okay, here we go. Okay, so now we're gonna add. Okay.
So this is one of our products, stream betting. This is a Fortnite game, about to launch. We have live betting, right? So you can watch the games. You got stream betting. You can place your wagers, confirm your bets. And watch the games while you're doing that on our platform. So this is kind of an esports stream type betting product that's been pretty well received in the market right now for us. These are all your live bets, as you can see.
Okay.
Make your bets. This is one of our streams. We have obviously a lot of different products, but this is kind of the one
Okay.
That's
So,
right now.
so the guy that we're watching the video, so that's like that is like one of the live players basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And people are basically betting on this guy.
Yeah, yeah, and betting on what happens next, throughout the game, where he lands.
Okay.
And
And you can have and what in games with multiple players, you'll have two guys on screen, and people can bet both sides.
Yeah, you can bet on whichever side you want. All the different live odds are coming in throughout the game as you're watching it, so it's a pretty cool product and resonating really well with the younger demographic.
Okay. I got a question here coming in. Is Twitch a competitor?
No, no. If anything, complementary. The more people that are watching esports, through Twitch and through those different mediums, the better for us, right? It's just opening the door to thousands and millions of different people watching esports, and hopefully being able to turn those people into sports bettors eventually.
Interesting. Okay. So we got this over here. Okay. So Darius, what's let's kind of talk about the big picture here. What is your okay, we got the screen here.
Am I back now?
We're back to okay, so back to the it's interesting. Okay. Actually here we got a question here. Cuban asking, how are these bets generated?
Yeah, we have data providers coming in from multiple different resources. So through Pinnacle, BetRadar, we're getting live bets and data to the second.
Okay, and you have like analytics or whatever. I mean, you have like I guess like somebody who makes these odds or whatever that needs to be done so that runs the system essentially.
Yeah, those are the data providers that we work with. We work with the top ones in the world.
Okay, so so Darius, last two questions I have for you is like what which I guess kind of to recap what we asked. We're like, what's kind of the big picture? What is this? What is your vision for what is the company going to look like? Let's call it 2 years out, not even 5 years. So just 18 to 24 months out. Investors have a short-term horizon.
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking, for our long-term vision here of what we think FansUnite can be, and so focus again on the two aspects of our business, which is the B2C and B2B. Focus really on driving revenue to the B2C side. A lot of low-hanging fruit for us to grow those platforms like McBookie and Vamos, which is our Latin American brand. So very excited about kind of where they're going right now and the growth that they've seen over the last quarter. So that's exciting. And then really focus again on our B2B. So our technology is strong. I think we were de-risked quite a bit because we've spent years and millions of dollars developing our technology. And now for us, it's about growth. We already have multiple clients using our technology, and that's been all completely inbound. We've done zero kind of outbound marketing to get new clients on board. So for us now, it's really about growth. How do we go out there and get 5, 10, 25, 50 clients using our platform, paying us monthly fixed fees, and us participating in their upside through revenue share. So that's kind of the big picture for us, is getting as many clients as we can. That's the blue sky for us on the B2B side, and our technology's scalable and sound, and it's validated by already bringing on different clients.
Okay, so really, I mean, you're at the inflection point. I mean, the R&D is done. I mean, all the heavy lifting is done. At this point, you're in revenue generation mode. So at this point, so I guess what you're saying is over the next 6-12 months, the news flow that we should be expecting is new contracts, new deals, revenue generation.
Exactly. Our focus now is on growth. Exactly. Okay. We keep saying, this is the last kind of month for us has been an inflection point.
Okay. Last question, which is, our favorite here. Top 3 reasons why, in your opinion, top 3 reasons why investors should consider FansUnite stock today.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're very bullish on what we're doing here. We've talked about the market and how massive it is, and you're seeing that with some of the biggest companies right now in the U.S. on the gaming side, resonating really well. Companies doing really well, like DraftKings, Penn National Gaming, GAN. So there's huge opportunity. I think we're well positioned. We're obviously a much lower entry point, but we have a lot to offer. We have a world-class team. Our technology is world-class. We've been building again for the last 5 years. Tons of money has gone into that, through top-end tech talent as well. And we're validated, right? We have multiple clients, completely inbound. So there's a lot of room to grow for us. I think we have every opportunity to become like one of those massive companies in the States. We're just a much lower entry point right now. So we have a long-term vision here of where we want to get to, and it obviously ends up, being a competitor with one of those big companies like DraftKings.
Okay. Actually, one last question. This is an important question. We always, our audience is very important. So here we go. Odell asked, what's the marketing sales strategy to acquire those clients? B2B or B2C? I'm not sure which one he's referring. Maybe you can.
I think he probably means B2B. So the exciting part again is it's been all inbound for us so far. So again, being nominated for Esports Platform Provider of the Year got a lot of inbound calls for us. So we've been able to leverage that, and then we're bringing on a full dedicated sales team to go out there and bring on clients both in Europe and Latin America. So that's kind of the next step for us. B2B, yeah, exactly. So for now it's been inbound, but now it's about bringing on a team and business development team to go out there and sell for us and bring on as many clients as they can.
Okay, Darius, with that, thank you, for your time, answering all the questions, and we look forward to hearing more from FansUnite in the coming weeks. We're going to have you guys back on a live stream probably at the end of September. I think you're going to probably have some news by then. And again, thank you everybody for joining us. And